Here to weigh in, CPA and financial analyst Dan Geltrude. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather.
So a lot about jobs last night, as we expected, in the Rust Belt.
Yep, that's absolutely key for Trump's reelection. He's got to win the Rust Belt, so he's going to appeal to that group of people with the message of jobs, jobs, jobs.
Yeah, it's interesting because it did appear that some of the Democrats had not learned their lesson from what happened with Hillary Clinton, specifically when it comes to coal jobs, and we can bring up the amount of coal jobs, new ones, that have been added during the Trump administration. That's 2,200 coal jobs under President Trump. And then also, let's just bring up the Ohio manufacturing under Trump as well. The Trump administration, over 19,000 manufacturing jobs created as well.
Yeah, the prior administration was basically saying that manufacturing was going to never come back to the United States. And of course, that's not true. And President Trump never believed that. And he pushed from the beginning that manufacturing can be revitalized in the United States. And I think from the last election with Hillary Clinton, she may very well have lost that election with one comment, which related to she is going to put coal workers out of work. That did not go well in the Rust Belt, and she needed the Rust Belt, and she didn't get it.
So do you think that will work against Democrats this time around as well?
Yeah, I think history is going to repeat itself. I think President Trump's message is quite strong for the voters in the Rust Belt as it pertains to coal energy, fossil fuel, steel.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about this next topic, though, because going back to the Democratic debate and talking about some of these progressive ideas, on many different levels, it seemed like we'll give you anything you want for free. We're not going to talk about how to pay for it. And one thing in particular that stood out to me is Andrew Yang, who talked about giving Americans, $1,000 a month. How in the world would that be possible?
Well, this one is the one that takes the cake in terms of the ultimate pandering to voters. We're going to give every American citizen over the age of 18 $1,000 per month for free, quote unquote. And he's calling it the Freedom Dividend, but basically.
Yeah, wait till you start that, since you put free in quotes. Let's bring this up as you're talking about it, because it's not really free. Go ahead.
No, it's not free. And listen, that first item there, that 10% value added tax, let me tell you what that is. That is a national sales tax, which means prices of products are going to go up 10% under this plan. He's going to put a tax on financial transactions. He's going to tax capital gains as if they were ordinary income, remove the cap, which is approximately $132,000 on Social Security, and then also add a carbon tax. But the numbers aren't going to add up, Heather. They're not going to add up.
That's crazy. 236 million people, U.S. citizens here, so they would get, what, $12,000 per year, a gross cost of $2.8 trillion.
That's the gross. And then the Tax Foundation did the calculation and said, okay, if we're going to add these taxes, which we just had on the screen, what's the net effect? $1.5 trillion in the red. That's on top of the deficit that we're running each year of about $1 trillion. So now we're up to $2.5 trillion per year.
Yeah. So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So we got to talk about how to pay for these things. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always great to have you with us.